Okay.
All right. So I hope you guys are doing good. So we're just going to try and have a conversation with regards to gold because sure. So we're just gonna have a conversation about gold, about the exact prices, where is it likely, most likely to go in terms of price and everything. Because mind you, right now we have marked a new high price on gold, and that leads us into actually considering new factors of where is gold actually going and what should we actually do, right? So most definitely my thoughts in terms of gold for now. One thing for sure, especially for today, we're still looking at gold being bullish again. So meaning that even today we're still expecting gold to push even higher again. So practically the whole of so I can't say the whole of March, but we can say the whole of April, we might be looking into creating new higher highs as much as passing, meaning that we're looking at gold now reach staying above 3,000 price. So right now we're still below 3,000, but we did touch 3,000, but we didn't close above it. But uh, based off what I have in front of me is that I do have an analysis which tells me that we're still looking at gold being bullish today, from what I'm just looking at. So I'm just gonna try and just show you guys the screen and then just give you a pack of what I'm actually looking at. So my target price in terms of like gold, in terms of like long-term biases, I'm looking at gold at least going to around about like 3,400, and that's a target price for the whole year, right? So I'm looking at gold going to 3,400, but specifically for today and probably even for tomorrow, we're still looking at gold being bullish. But main reason why I'm saying gold is going to be bullish is because of the financial year has started, and which started this year March, right? On the 1st of March we were getting into a new financial year. Mind you, keep in mind our financial year starts exactly from March to March. So basically our financial years, it's not counted from January to January, it's counted from March until to the next following March. So that's why it is always important to always keep your focus, or to keep your trading records within those periods, meaning that you need to be tracking a certain pair that you are most likely interested in trading. Specifically, if you're someone who likes trading gold, then you need to be looking at how gold behaves from the 1st of March, and then you generalize looking at the whole movement of the whole year. So what I'm going to tell you is that whatever um, trend we get from March, the whole of March, it's gonna hold that trend up until the following year. So meaning that it's gonna hold from that March until to the following year, where we're gonna have another financial year, and then we're gonna be looking at how is the trend looking like. So that's why right now we're looking at a bullish trend because we are almost halfway into March, and the chances are that already if we look at the monthly time frame, right? If you have time and just go to monthly time frame, let me just also try and just change the right. Let me do this. I'm just gonna show you the screen right now. Ne? Where's that thing? I'm just gonna show you the screen. Let me switch off this light first. Let me switch off this one first. Come on. What am I doing? Let me what? Right. So let me just show you the screen. Let me show you the screen. Right. There we go. So I want us to look at the monthly time frame, right? Specifically, the monthly candle, this whole of March, right? That's what I want you to look at. So, okay. Let me go to a different. Let me go to a different gold, because this one has so many things on it, which I can't remove. I cannot remove them. You know. Okay, I cannot remove them. But let me just go to a different one so I can show you that. because I done it. So right now, if we definitely look at this monthly time frame candle, we can see that gold has been performing very well, right? It was bullish for the whole half, meaning that this half of this March, gold has practically been bullish ever since. So I'm still looking at gold actually being bullish for the whole month. Within this 14 days that's left, or 15 days, I'm still looking at gold still closing bullish, meaning that the whole of March we're still looking at gold being bullish, meaning that my target still, as I mentioned, my target is somewhere around here, 3,400 for the whole year. For the whole year. So practically that's my own biases. So that's practically what I'm looking at. I'm looking at gold just tapping into that price this whole year. That means I'm looking at forward for the whole of this other um, 11 months that's left to be filled within this space to actually mark up that 3,400. But most likely we're still looking at gold sitting round about higher than what we're still looking at gold sitting above 3,000 this year. That's what I'm looking at. So that's smaller time frame analysis based off why am I saying it's bullish. It's because of the following. Let me just go back to what I had initially there. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. My apologies. But let's continue where we left off. Yeah, I'm back now. There was some connection problem, but now I'm back. I'm back. So to continue where we left off, right? So obviously, I specialize in gold, right? I practically do more study work just to understand how price is going, how price is moving in terms of gold, especially from day to day, and just looking into how can I utilize my case studies on gold and everything. But since throughout my case studies, I can definitely tell you that today we're still looking at gold going bullish, but I still need to be checking some few I need to be looking at some few things, just in case I need to reassure some few reassure myself in terms of like the prices, in terms of are they really clear or not. But one thing for sure, I have two confluences that told me that most definitely gold is still going to be bullish. It's because of currently on gold, the open price is below the 50 level of the whole range of yesterday. So, and yesterday, I'm not yesterday. So basically, you understand when I say yesterday, I mean like on Friday, because obviously yesterday meaning that a most active trading week. So that means from Friday, right? So it opened below the 50 level. So on gold, it means practically if the previous day was bearish and it opens below the 50 level of the previous day, so that tells us that the following day is gonna be bullish. So it's because of the case studies that I've done throughout back testing and just trying to understand, get more information about on how to trade gold day to day. So most definitely today we're still looking at gold going bullish for the whole day, right? But another confluence that I was looking at is practically somewhere around this area. Let me just highlight that area part. Somewhere, was it somewhere around here? It's not that. This is 15 minutes time frame. So that's somewhere around here. I don't know if whether it is visible on your side, but there's some marker somewhere around there. So that marker somewhere around here tells us that we're looking at a bullish trade right now. So that bullish trade started occurring from this area. So that's where the bullish movement started occurring. and you can see it actually also came back for a retest, confirming that price is most definitely pushing to the upside. So from my own perception and price, that means that was the most earliest. This was the most second earliest entry for continuation. So we're still looking at gold continuing for, just in case, if you already have buys or anything of that kind, that means you are most likely, okay, I'm just gonna put it like that. So it means right now you still have a chance to just hold those trades up until, obviously, from how I trade, basically that means my, if I need to be entering, if I didn't get any entries from the previous day or any kind, I need to be waiting for 3:30. I need to start looking for entries at around 3:30, not right now, right? But if you're someone who already has buys, my take is you can just hold those buys. You can just hold those buys because obviously right now, in terms of like targets and everything, it's more of like, I'm not even quite sure about any TP that I can even give out, right? Because that's a little bit vague, because how I trade, there has to be some reference into knowing why should I exit at that price. But right now it's a matter of whatever buys that you hold. Obviously now we have tapped into that bullish movement of gold, whereby it's just gonna be buying over and over, creating new higher highs each and every time it gets. So that's why I'm like, when it comes to TPs right now, it's just gonna be too vague, meaning that my own focus from now on, it won't be necessarily on gold, meaning that on gold I'm gonna be focusing on lower time frames such as 3 minutes, 1 minute time frames, meaning that I'm gonna be scalping gold this coming month, even also in April, May, and then August, and also September, there, October. I'm practically going to be scalping gold, so you won't find me swinging gold at all, because currently we have marked out a new higher price, and it's gonna be hard for me to identify takeout like TPs and everything. So hence I'm saying gold is just a discussion. If you are tapping into um, the 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 hedging part, swinging trade wise, then I'd say it's best, whatever buying opportunity you spot, it's best to just lock in. Just don't go full plots or everything. It's best to just go all like nicely, and just expect to just swing. Like every buy opportunity you get, expect to swing. Just swing gold as much as you can for this prior whole 11 months that's coming, which is means from April up until next year, March. So that's one thing you should be looking forward to be doing this whole of this year, buying gold even more, because we have tapped in and there's nothing we can do about it. Currently, it's just more bullish, more bullish, more bullish, no more bearish anymore. Bearish, that means you're just scalping in and out. And one of the other confluences that we're also looking at, which I'm going to include, which is going to be part of my daily pairs that I'm going to be focusing on this whole year, is going to be also including this one. We're also going to be including USDJPY. I'm going to be including USDJPY because currently on USDJPY, we're looking at a long, very strong. When I say long and very strong, it means I'm highly confident with what I'm telling you. We're currently having a very, very, very strong bearish movement on USDJPY. There could be some economical factors that I can talk about, but I'm most specifically going to be strictly focused on technicals, because that's what I have. Because obviously when we talk about economical and also political and whatever, it's going to be too much for us to even have a conversation around. But when I talk about technicals, that means I'm very quite sure about what I see and what I have marked out. So I just want to show you why am I saying that in a higher time frame, so that you can understand why am I saying we're looking at a very strong bearish movement. Where's my keyboard? Okay, there's my keyboard. Okay, let me do this. Let me put my keyboard properly. Firstly, I'm going to start with 1 week. 1 week. So that you can see where I saw the current long sell. Go to 1 week so that you can see what I saw. You can see there. Unfortunately, let me remove this part. Let me remove these things that are unnecessary right now. Let me put it. I'm gonna put my phone just a little bit down right here so that I can mark out, show you everything properly. Let me just remove the things that are unnecessary right now here. Let me remove these first. Let me remove these things, other unnecessary drawings that I used to be teaching. So let me just remove. Right. So, okay. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, let me remove these. Let me remove that as well. First target and everything. Let me remove these ones. I'm just gonna come back to them, no problem. So here's what I was looking at first, obviously, in terms of why is gold currently selling, I mean, USDJPY. Why am I focusing on long-term sales, right? I don't know if I should start with monthly or weekly. Let me go to monthly. Let me go to monthly first and see which one is best to start with in terms of explaining. Okay, monthly time frame. There we go. Okay, I guess it's monthly time frame. I guess it's monthly time frame that it's best for me to start with in terms of explaining why am I saying we're looking at a very, 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 very strong sell. It's not even a matter of what are you thinking or what not. So technicals are just approving what I'm saying based of how I trade, right? So obviously my first confluence on gold, I mean on USDJPY. I keep on saying gold because I love trading gold. I just need to mark out those prices again so that I can show you. I forgot which price was it this one? Nope, it was not this one. It was this one. Yep. So if you can look at this current horizontal price that I'm marked out, this one, right? If you look at it based off how I trade, that's what we call equal prices, right? So it starts from here, extends to these two prices right here. So there's an equal price that continues to join which ones? Continues to join this ones right here. Okay, so this prices that are resting on this horizontal price haven't really been tested out. So based off how they are being tested is that price has to break above them. So what we're looking for always is that price has to do what? Price has to break above them, and after it breaks above them, it needs to close above those prices. Once it closes above those prices, the following thing, just in case, just to tell you one thing, if it had actually broken above these prices and it didn't give us any engulfing candlestick, then it means that we would have been talking about USDJPY continuously pushing to the upside. That's what we could have been having as a conversation. But because it did exactly what we expect, not what we expect, but it did exactly. It actually printed out price in a way that it shows a reversal on USDJPY, meaning that it broke above those higher prices and closed above them and gave us an engulfing bearish candlestick, which is this one. This was the first sell calling out candle. This was the first one in a monthly time frame. That's why I'm talking about long term. So keep in mind, even if I'm talking about long term, I'm talking about long term based off what? From this March up until what? Up until next year March. I'm still gonna come back each and every March. I always analyze these things and I just look at what am I going to be looking forward for the whole year, and then I come back the following March next year, just trying to check how has it been happening, and everything that I have been saying has been going exactly that way. You understand? From March to the following March, from March to the following March. What matters is not even just having to know what's going to happen the whole year. What matters is what you do daily. Because right now, even if you have a long-term trade, a long-term setup, are you able to trade it in a lower time frame analysis now? If you're not, then it's worthless for you to just have a long-term analysis in that case. But in that case, right now we do have those a couple of equal prices that price did break above them, and this was our first calling sale, right? And then we can see from here, what did price do? Price did actually sell, but then this one came in a form of what? This bullish movement right here. This one came back as a reversal, right? That's why I'm saying we're still looking at a strong bearish right now. But now, in case for this strong reversal right here, what you do, obviously, in any case of reversals, what do? You use your Fibonacci, right? You use your Fibonacci from 0 to 100. Let's see, from 0 to 100, 0 to 100. 0 to 100, and then you include your markups, which is gonna be negative 61 and negative 61 as an extension of TP going to 2.142. Where is it? 241, this one, and then lastly is gonna be 4, which is your not 4, negative. Is that negative gun? We don't need this one. Or negative 142, there we go. And then lastly, the one that we need is a negative 4. So those are your last extensions that you need in terms of like targets, in terms of those extensions. And one thing that I want us to look at right now is the following, right? I have to check this one's negative and make it bold so that we can see it. This is our negative 61.8, right? So what we're going to be looking at in a higher time frame is simple like this. In a higher time frame, in terms of Fibonacci, if you are someone who wants to use Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci retracements always go about this, right? Before any reversal that occurs, what you need is the following. You need price to tap in that 61.8 level. And once the candlestick that taps on the 61.8 level, you do not, I keep in mind, you do not do what? You do not start selling or you do not buy any retracement until there's a candlestick that wipes out the previous high or the previous low of that 61.8 level that you're using as a retracement. In this case, on a Fibonacci key level, you can see this candlestick, this particular candlestick was the candlestick that touched the 61.8 as a reversal, right? But then this following candlestick, this one, is the one that did what? Is the one that wiped out what? It's the one that wiped out the current highs. It's the one that wiped out those current highs. But let's take a look at it. Did it close above it? No, it did not. But this one is the one that did what? Is the one that did wipe out and did what? And also closed above the 61.8 level, which concurrently said what? Which concurrently said that we're looking at bearish movements. But obviously, since it's a higher time frame, meaning it's a monthly time frame, you can see right there, it's even higher for you to be looking at trades under at a higher time frame like this one, unless if you have a bigger margin, obviously, right? But in this case, if you then need to lower your time frames analysis, now you need to go to your daily time frames, weekly time frames, or whatever, then you need to be looking at an engulfing candlestick to the downside. That's your most important key factor now, looking into your entry purposes, right? So we're going to go to weekly time frame. That's why I said after the monthly time frame, we're going to go to weekly time frame just to check where could have one actually gotten there, those selling entries, right? You go to your weekly time frame, get to your weekly time frame, and then look at our last buying candlestick. In this case, our last buying candlestick came from which price? This was the monthly time frame that closed. Let me see, January. So this was our last candlestick that closed. So this is the candlestick that closed in the monthly time frame. But then the following month started around this area. So it started in January. It started in Jan. So from January, we look at our last buying candlestick. Our last buying candlestick even marked out a what? It even marked out a higher price, which is the last higher price for that retracement, which was this candlestick. You can see right here. I even marked it out, and let me just also make it bold. You can see this was the last high price for January that it marked. And then the following candlestick that opened after that bullish candlestick was a bearish candle. If you take a look at that bearish candle, that's where you could have actually started looking for what? That's where you could have started looking for selling opportunities. Obviously, I think it also goes to daily time frame where you can definitely start looking at opportunities at somewhere around here, because you can still see here under smaller time frames. I'm quite sure under smaller time frames there's equal prices around this area, somewhere around here under smaller time frames such as daily for sure or 4-hour time frame. there's most definitely some equal prices, some around those areas, which could have also led into someone looking at those selling opportunities. That's why I'm still saying, even um, this whole month, we're still looking at bearish movements on what's this, on USDJPY. And obviously in this case, because we were looking at a retracement, your most minimal take profit, meaning that your most closest TP that you can ever focus on GBP, I mean on USDJPY, it's going to be negative 61.8, which is this price. Let's mark it out. Let's mark it out. This price, somewhere around 125,711. So this is your most closest priced, closest price. I meant to say, yeah, this is your most closest price as what that acts as a TP, because in any retracement that you focus on, could be any instrument that you're analyzing, for as long as if those principles of retracements have been met, your TP, I mean, price will always move from 61.8 level to the next negative 61.8 level. That's why this is called an extension. So it moves from a retracement area to an extension area. So that's why we're saying it will always move from 61.8 level to what? To negative 61.8 level extension, only and only if the principles are met as a retracement. That's why I'm saying for USDJPY, the most minimal TP that we're going to focus on is obviously 61.8 as an extension. And the reason why I also included this following two extensions, which are most likely, I'm not even quite sure that we could even reach about these areas, but the less likely, the one that is most highly reasonable to reach would be this one. And the reason why I'm saying this one is most likely possible to reach, it's not because I'm saying it will reach it. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not gonna reach this area, but the chances are it can reach it only and only if price, when it reaches this negative 61.8 level as an extension, if it reaches that price and it does not give us any rejection. If there's no rejection when it reaches this area, it's gonna push even lower to this price. Keep in mind, the only time that USDJPY can start buying after it reaches this price is only and only if price shows us any rejections to the upside. No rejection means continuation. Remember, in the market, that there could only be, yeah, that's why I'm gonna start her, because now I want you to listen, right? So there could only be two possible movements. It's either continuation or rejection. Simple. It's either price is gonna continue in the same direction that it was pushing in, or it's gonna reverse. Simple. That's why if it gets to this price, doesn't give us any rejections, obviously there's only one movement that's as possible, which is continuation. And where does it have to continue to? It's going to continue to our next retracement area. I mean, our next extension in this case, because this one won't be a retracement. It will act as a what? An extension. Extensions on Fibonacci acts as TPs. I hope I'm clear on that part. But now let me go back to gold, because that this one was acting as a what? This was acting as a confluence to be looking at what's going on gold. Because obviously, if you're someone who then trades based off correlation, that's something that you should also be taking a look at. And obviously, one of the other things that you could also look into as part of confluences would be GBP JPY, because obviously GBP JPY and gold, they are most likely not most likely, but they are correlative. So those are your most key factors that you should be looking into. When you have time, just analyze GBP, JPY, and just go to gold. But I am more focused on gold right now. My main focus is definitely gold, which is practically the fact that what I'm still looking at is gold pushes to the upside. So if you're someone who had already bought just 30 minutes ago, if you had bought gold 30 minutes ago, for sure you are in profits, because 30 minutes ago gold was somewhere around here. So if you bought 30 minutes ago, you're most likely in profits. That's what I'm saying. As for gold, there are practically no reason for you to start selling anytime soon, because obviously we have marked out that 300 price, and we're still looking at 3,000. We're still looking at price on gold going above 3,000 price, meaning that we're still looking at gold even pushing even higher and higher. And that's why I'm saying my target for the whole year on gold in terms of like, that means whatever that I'll be doing daily, or maybe yeah, daily, weekly, possibly anything that's possible. It means that even if I buy or sell, my main focus would be gold going to this last price. My main focus on gold for the whole year, keep in mind, is somewhere around this price, 3,400. So I'm looking at gold reaching 3,400 by the end of the year. It can reach it and just play around this area. It could just play between 3,000 and 3,400, which is 3,400. It's somewhere around, okay, yeah, somewhere around there. So it's possible that we could have gold just playing around this area the whole year, but most likely that's what I'm looking at. Or it can even go even higher, but my whole year, I'm still gonna just focus on gold, just playing, at least playing around this areas. If it doesn't play around that, it just keeps on buying, then that's good for trading. I mean, it means that the longer you swing, the longer you just get more hedging entries. You just enter and buy, you just rest on gold. So there's no need to be panicking on gold. Whatever you do on gold, just focus on buying more, because we are into the new financial year. There's no need to be looking at selling more or doing anything like that. So the only thing that you do on gold is to buy and hold. Whatever you do is buy and hold up until the following year, March. Then from March, that's where we can start having a different conversation on gold as to where is price going. Are we looking at gold depreciating or not? Because obviously there are some key prices that gold had left way back, somewhere around 2,452. That's a price that was, I think, it marked it around June, July, somewhere around there last year. There's still an outstanding price that gold needs to recover. So we're not even sure when is it gonna come. But the least thing that we can focus on is just take into consideration that the financial year on gold has already started. And obviously the fact that it has started, it's gonna hold up until a period of 11 months. So from now on, hence I'm saying you buy, and until what? You buy until next year. You just keep on finding what? Weekly, daily time frame buys, and whatever entry buys that you get, you buy and hold. Buy and hold. That's the only thing that you could be doing on gold for this whole year. For this whole year. That's the only thing that you're gonna be doing, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, fortunately. That's the only things that you could be doing this whole year. Buy entries, whatever that you get, you buy and hold. You just buy and hold. You know, so that's the least thing that I can tell a person. You just buy and hold. That's the least I can say on gold. Whatever that you get, buy and hold. And if you are afraid to be trading gold, in this span of the fact that we no longer have any TP zones, it's like most more of like TP is just open, because we're not even sure when it's gonna start selling, something like that. This now needs people who are into quantum trading that could actually just tell us about the price that's most likely going to reach in terms of their mathematical calculations. Unfortunately, we are not quantum traders, we are technical traders, right? So even fundamental traders cannot even conclude to say where is gold gonna start selling or anything like that. At least quantum traders include mathematical calculations, statistical analysis, and all of that. At least they could tell us that, but unfortunately, we don't. Oh, me, I'm waiting for half three. I'm waiting for half past three, which is 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes from now on. So 1 hour 30 minutes from now on is the time that I'm waiting for. It's the time that I'm waiting for. Because within that time, I'm never sure as to is gold gonna try and push back again and start buying again or whatever. So at least around those times, then I can start marking out key prices that are most likely to be retested or not. And then if there's chances that those key prices are not gonna be retested and gold is just gonna continue, then I'm just gonna enter those buys from there. There's no need for me to just buy in right now for me. But as much as I see that gold has already given a clear entries for buys because of discipline and all of that. That's why I need to just wait for half three. And apart from that, it's because of I also just want to be looking at GBP JPY in the meantime. So that's why I don't want to rush into gold yet. I also just want to keep my eye on GBP JPY in the meantime. go into like higher time frames and just practically just do like a market breakdown on GBP JPY high time frames just to know where exactly is it going, you know. That's one of the other things that I want to practically just look at, because I feel like if I don't have a clear direction on GBP JPY now, it's gonna be quite hard for me to then start focusing on trading GBP JPY once gold start flying even higher. Because I think on gold, I'm gonna be more cautious, because now it's in a space where anytime one could blow, because of some could be forcing gold to sell, meaning that based off what they see, because right now, sorry. Because right now, if you go and look at gold, let me just show you why. Because I saw someone who started selling from Friday, you know. I saw someone who started selling from Friday, to be honest. If you take a look at this, this part, just that part alone, it showed some sort of like a sell setup. But according to me, obviously, I already knew that there's no way that gold is gonna be selling anytime soon. Like that's why. But I saw someone who had already sold, and it's a matter of like someone is trying to hold those cells, and hey, the chances are that it's not gonna work out. I'm waiting at 3:30. That's why I'm like 3:30. That's 1 hour 30, 1 hour 30 minutes from now on. So I entered around this times on my chart, somewhere around there. You see this time. So when gold reaches this area, 3:30, this time, see, there's no much of a time left. So that's 1 hour 30 minutes from here to here. It's gonna take it 1 hour 30 minutes to get there. That's the time that I'm looking at, because there's something that I have to be looking at on gold at around that time, just to confirm some few things. Then I can start looking at my entries and everything. But for now, that's why I'm gonna be waiting for after. It's very important for me to look at 3:30. Very crucial. So like, yeah, it's very important. But hence I said, I still need to be going through this. It's quite stressful, because you can already see, man, like GBP JPY is not, it's not really good looking. It's literally not good looking, because look, so many key prices that it didn't reach, which is very annoying sometimes. Very annoying, because now it needs me to always come back and just check it out, you know. So it's basically like it's easier for me to do like scalps on JPY. But now in terms of like swinging it is not nice, because look at how many uh sort of like breaks. Like there's so many breaks, like there's no clear direction ever since. There's just been so many ups and downs, fluctuations basically. So that's why I'm like, it's easier for me to scalp GBP JPY than gold, because gold is easier to swing. GBP JPY, not really. Not really. So it's like more of like each and every price that I try to use, it's invalidated for this, just in case if I wanted to use this high, based off how I trade basically, because we have different trading styles. If I were to use this uh high, for instance, someone is trying to draw a trend line by any means somewhere, someone who tries to use this high, according to how I trade, this high cannot be used. You can't use this high for any trend line. This. So there are certain things that you need to be looking at. Based off how I trade, there are certain keys. You can't just draw a trend line anywhere that you think. Because I know a lot of people say, hey, you could have a lot of trend lines that could pass here through there. I'm telling you, trend lines don't, like, trend lines are something like, they're geometric, man. Like it gets even deeper if we have to start including things that most people might not even understand. It's trend lines are geometric, meaning that there's maths behind them. And according to maths, there are certain prices that you can't just be including on your trend line for it to make it a trend line. That's why there's certain key factors that on YouTube you will never even find, and I'm not even ready to be posting about them. Like doing YouTube videos, having to explain them, it's time consuming. But YouTube videos are just gonna be telling you, hey, this is a trend line, but they're not really teaching you anything, to be honest. Every trend line that they teach is a false trend line. Trust me. How many times have you taken a trade based off a trend line and you're still hitting stop loss after stop loss? Like you're wondering what is it that you must do to actually find a good trend line to actually go in without any hesitation. Because any trend line that you draw, even right now, if I ask you to draw any trend line, trust me, one of the other things is you're still gonna have a hesitation as to, is price really going that direction, or is the trend line just there just because it's something that at least depicts as to where is price going. But otherwise, there's a lot to these things. Like there's so many things that you need to be looking at, but I'm just gonna be telling you anything right now on GBP is just clearly not usable. You can't use this high for any trend line. You can't use this high for trend lines. If you take it somewhere around here, you can't use this high for trend lines. You can't use this high for trend lines. And any other highs around these keys, you can't use them for any purposes. Whatever that you're thinking of, you can't use them as anything. Even this one, let me check if this one can be used. You can also use this one. Like you can't use this one as anything for trend line. So the only time that you want to trade GBP is if you're going to be trading it using the equal price model. You can't be using trend lines at this case for trading GBP. Trust me. Like you can't. That's the least thing I can tell you. You can't use trend lines on GBPJPY at the moment. It's just clearly not, it's just clearly out of line. So that's why I'm like, the only thing that you could be looking forward for, obviously, is just the equal price model. If you can have a proper entry based off an equal price model, you're gone on GBPJPY. Literally, you're gone. There's no need to even worry. Get a proper entry. Your TPs are always going to be there. That's why trend lines are not working on GBPJPY right now. If you see someone who tries to trade GBPJPY, I'm not going to say they're not wrong with what they're doing. What works for you might not work for me. But keep in mind, from what I see, trend lines, just know that the chances are that someone is just hitting stop loss after stop loss. Yeah, that's the sad part. Sad part about trend lines. You're gonna keep on throwing those, you know, but it's a-okay, man. It's a-okay. Everyone uses what works for them. Everyone will use what works for them. So that's why I'm like, it's easier to scalp GBPJPY than to do a lot of things. Like that's the easiest thing to do at this point. If you wanted to scalp, I'm telling you, scalping it is just the easiest thing you can ever do on GBPJPY. Trust that it's only scalping that can get you far when it comes to this thing. It is only that if you ever want to scalp. Because trading it, it is just not gonna work. Nah, I think I'm also just gonna leave GBPJPY. There's clearly none at this point. Like, it's just too clustered. It's just too clustered. I'm not happy with what I see. But at least from 1 hour, there's something here. At least from 1 hour, there's practically something. You know, damn it. From 1 hour, there's a little bit of some hope, man. You know, that's from 1 hour. There is some hope. though I don't like it. There is a bit of some hope from 1 hour. That's what we get from 1 hour. That's what you get from 1 hour. And your targets from 1 hour time frame. Let's see. Let us see. What happened? Yeah. That's your target. That's your first target on GBP JPY on under 1 hour, which is said. Can't lie. From here to here. Like that's your first TP that you could look for. But obviously because of there's so many equal prices that are resting above this price, there's even more other prices that you could be looking at. And the last price to be looking at on GBP, JPY, yeah, there's a lot. That's why I'm like, even if I try to highlight it, someone is gonna come here and just look at the chart and be like, hey, this guy is just doing nonsense there. And they don't understand that those key prices that I'm highlighting, all of them would be TPs. This could be also a potential TP. And another price would be, let me go check. Just gonna mark all of the TPs that are showing on the charts. Ne? That will be another TP, and this will be also your TP as well. Like it's like there's so many TPs, and the only way to go about those TP areas, and lastly, obviously, this is your last. This is gonna be your last TP that you can focus on. Here's how you're gonna go about it on GBP JPY. You can see there's so many lines. Obviously, I know if you don't understand it, that's okay. But let me just explain what's going on. Each and every line that I marked out there, it's a TP area, like meaning it's a TP, like it's a price where TPs are possible, meaning that price can either, two chances, price can either go to this price and hit it and reject to a lower time frame or to another TP below, or it can push to this area, no rejection, it pushes to this price, no rejection, it pushes to this one, no rejection, it pushes to this one, no rejection, pushes to this one. But if it happens that when it gets to this area, there's a rejection, obviously it's going to reject to a TP that's below. And from that TP, when it rejects above, it's going to go back, because that one would have cancelled out, it's going to go to the next one. So it's going to be moving from one to the next, from one to the next. And same thing applies when you're using a Fibonacci. If it reaches this area and there's no rejections, it's continuation. No rejection, continuation, no rejection, continuation, but it's going to be continuing to this TP areas. That's why I'm like, if you're using a trend line, then just forget about it, because trend lines here do not work in this case right now. So the least thing I'm going to be saying is, if you are definitely going to be focusing on any buying opportunities, I meant to say, that's the only things that you can be doing. But obviously, I'm going to be trying to, I'm also just going to try and just enter buys right now. Not gonna wait, but I'm just gonna try and hold. So I'm not gonna take a lot of buys. I'm just gonna take a few, right? But I'm just gonna be taking into consideration that even if we have what's going on now, synthesize, whatever. So it means in my case, even if I have one, two that are near each other, I'm just gonna cancel them out. Meaning that I just have to know that when price reaches around these areas, I need to be cautious. I need to be looking at, is it rejecting? If there's no rejection, then I look into more continuation prices up until that area. So from my take, I'm just gonna mark them out and just leave the highest price possible. So I'm not even gonna use this last one above there. I'm just gonna leave it and use the one below. I'm just gonna use this one. So that will be my highest last price. So right now I'm gonna start taking my first buys on gold, on GBP JPY, while I'm also just waiting for gold. I'm gonna take my first buys on GBP JPY. So I've went in with my first buy in on GBP JPY. So currently that's what I'm looking at. Started with my first buy. So currently I have my first buy on GBP/JPY. Obviously, I'm going to be focusing on taking those prices up until those areas, and obviously my SL and everything right here. That's why I'm like, you need to be cautious in terms of like what you call your, you need to be cautious in terms of your lot size. You need to be very, 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 very careful when you use your lot size here. I didn't go with any crazy lot size here, just went very small based off my capital right now. So what you're going to be using in terms of stop loss right now, I'm just going to advise you to just keep it open in the meantime, meaning that, but then we're still looking forward for GBPY not resting below this current bearish candle. You see this last bearish candle, it is very far. That's why I'm like, you're just gonna keep your SL open up until price breaks above this area. Up until price breaks above which areas? Above this areas. Up until this. Let me mark them again. Up until it pushes above these areas. Once it breaks above these areas, obviously, that's where you can move your stop loss to what? To break even. Then you leave the rest to run up until, obviously, because then it means that your trades are going to be what? Your trades are going to be risk-free. You don't take excessive trading, meaning right now you don't over marginalize your whole equity or whatever. You just go in nicely, but once price breaks above these areas, you put at break even, and then from break even, that's when you can start looking for scaling in. And obviously the scaling in price is going to be, that's why I'm like, the reason why you need to then put your break evens around this area when price is here, it's because our second, or rather our most possible second scaling in prices will be somewhere around this areas. That's where we're looking for scaling in. We're going to start scaling in from this area. And the reason why I'm saying scaling in this area, it's only and only if price doesn't give us any rejections. No rejections, that's when we can start looking for scaling in to where? To this area. So we're just going to keep on trying to scale in on JPY until that area. And each and every price that I marked out as TPs, we're just going to be taking into consideration. If there's any rejections, we then have to just look at, is the rejection very strong or is it less? And if it's less, then we have to then look at the short-term sales. Where is it going to end, so that we can know if whether we should close all of those buy opportunities, or we should start looking into short-term sales otherwise. But for now, you buy the whole year, even on GBP/JPY, no rest. You just buy the whole year and you leave it to just run. And the only thing you do is do not over marginalize your capital to always swing properly. The only way to swing is making sure you take proper risk management into consideration. And risk management doesn't mean that I'm going to start talking a lot of things. Let me just leave it right there. But risk management is way too far from risk reward ratio. A lot of people want to classify risk reward ratio and risk management as one thing, which are totally two different things. Risk reward ratio is embedded in what? It's embedded into risk management. Risk management allows you to trade your risk reward ratio. But if you don't know what is a risk management, then your risk reward ratio is not going to help you with anything. So that's why I'm like, you need to then learn what is a risk management. Then you can know on how to go trading your risk reward ratios, you know. But either way, those things are not there on YouTube. Whatever that they teach you here on YouTube, unfortunately, it's sad. They're not teaching you anything. They're just giving you a taste of the concept. Why, and why do you even have to learn about it? But apart from that, it's very sad what they teach you on YouTube. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be looking at. It's 153. Let me just check on gold. Let me check on gold. Here's the reason why I said on gold we have to wait for what? We have to wait for half 3. So that's what I'm still looking at, waiting for half 3 on gold. Just waiting for half 3 on gold. That's when I can start looking at where is gold going. But for now, even if gold is bullish, I'm just still gonna be waiting for half 3, just for extra confluences, and then I can start then you know, initializing executions there. But if you have any question, you can type the query there in the comment, and then I will read and answer. If there's no question, that's also not a problem as well. But if you have any other instrument that you want me to just go through and just tell you my observation and technical analysis, then I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, honestly. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. And for people who are analyzing DXY, I hope you guys are good and easy, because I don't think anytime soon I'm gonna be jumping into DXY anytime soon. Not at all. I don't see myself going to analyze DXY anymore. I'm done with DXY. I'm no longer a JPY fan. I don't trade it in a sense, but you can definitely see has been bearish ever since. And trust me, okay, let me just talk about a few political factors, just a small political factors. Why am I still saying that USDJPY, or rather dollar, in case dollar is gonna be losing price, it's gonna be losing its strength this whole year? This is my own observation, my own opinion. If it doesn't count, it doesn't count. But this is my own personal opinion about dollar, right? Um, whatever. I don't know why I'm scared to mention this, but it's okay. Whatever Trump is doing, his decisions are badly, 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 badly. Like, a lot of people were too excited for him to go back in office, but trust, from my own observation, I can tell you, it's not working anymore. His presence in the office is making dollar lose its strength, because I think maybe the people who are influencing his decisions maybe they are the ones who have capital, or rather the ones with wealth. So their decisions are no longer politically wise, or rather they're no longer economically based. It's more of like a selfish, like it's selfish decisions. They're no longer good. So they're all currently, dollar is just gonna be losing its value a long way. Whatever that every day, until he starts making good decisions that it's gonna impact a dollar in a positive way, then that's when we can start looking into gold. I mean, that's when we can start looking into USDJPY gaining. But up until then, like, his decisions has been badly interrupting the price. And you can even see from the reviews that we got from the NFP. This basically, the first NFP of this March was the first NFP of our first financial year. And what happened during NFP? NFP sold on GBP on USDJPY. I'm not wrong about that, because I know gold bought during NFP. So USDJPY did sell during our first NFP, our first ever NFP in 2025 financial year, which was in March, right? I'm not talking about January. Someone might be thinking I'm talking about January. I'm talking about March. Our first NFP of our first financial year in 2025 was a sale. Already that tells you dollar has to be weakening, like it's losing its value. Obviously, now we're going to be looking into what's going to happen in April. Chances are that I'm not going to say it's going to sell during April. Obviously, there could be some economical factors that can influence it to buy or sell, but most definitely the whole year, dollar, long-term sales. You can even do whatever that you want there. No need to be focusing on analyzing dollar at the moment. Like, it's pointless. His decisions are just telling us dollar is just gonna be losing. Selfless. Those guys are not. They're not really thinking for their country. Like, literally, you can see right now. Like, there's no need for any analysis. If you're doing any analysis on dollar, I'm sorry. Dollar is just gonna keep on selling the whole year. And this whole year, meaning that from March up until next year, March, unless otherwise. But from what I see, from what I perceive, or whatever I saw, decisions when watching his meetings and whatnot, I see his decisions, his commentary about politics is just weak. It's not bringing any value to his country, which is the state. It's not bringing any value at this point. They're gonna suffer. Dollar is gonna suffer this year, and a lot. Dollar is gonna suffer a lot. That's why the only currency that's gonna gain highly, it's gonna be GBP. Pound is gonna be gaining a lot. From what? I don't know. But trust that pound is just gonna be gaining quite a lot this year. This year, that's the year for pound. That's where pound is gonna be gaining a lot this year for sure. Pound is gonna be going even higher and higher. That's why my main focus should definitely be gold and GBP JPY. GBP USD. Also advise, if you want to trade GBP USD, trade it on a daily basis. Unless if you're someone who's into a GBP USD full time, then I'm still gonna advise just go full on GBP USD in a sense of daily. Trade it on a daily basis, meaning that you're going to be trading it during London session only. Every London session, you just look for opportunities to trade, and then you can start trading GBP USD. Until then, that's the only thing that you can do if you are a GBP USD trader. But GBP JPY, trust me. You see, GBP JPY and gold, best correlation you can ever get. That's why, as much as I'm confident that gold is gonna be buying even more, that's why I'm even highly confident that GBP JPY, we may definitely be looking at strong buy as well. That's one of my own analytic as a technical analysis that I'm actually just focusing on. But for gold, if you are a daily trader, then it's easier to just scalp in. Until then, do the same thing. You buy, you hold. And that's the only thing that you can be doing on GBP JPY. Hey, look at what is going on there on GBP JPY. It's currently dropping there, but it's okay. Yeah, it's not a problem, that one. I guess needy problem ni. If you have any questions, any queries, or anything you want me to just go through, you tell me and I'll just tell you my view. Anything. Unfortunately, I'm not a Nasdaq trader. I'm not even into Nasdaq. Neither is US30. Neither of them is my favorite. Neither do I even participate in trading them. I won't. And I still stand to say, no matter what I do, even if I see a clear setup on this pair, on these instruments, on Nasdaq US30, I will never trade them. I told myself I will never, and I'm never gonna go against my word. I'm never gonna trade them, and I have a reason why. They are easily influenced. Okay, let me start with USD JPY. USD CHF. USD CHF. Let me start with that one. Let me go to 1 hour. Let me start with 1 hour. But before I can even say a lot, right, we clearly can see, right, if you are not even if you are most definitely sure of, or you know these things, right, so hence I'm saying, like, there's certain things when you do when using trend lines you need to be cautious about, and there's certain things that you need. So like if you are highlighting a trend, it's okay to draw a trend line however you want. But if you are trading, there's a different way in which you need to be attempting and placing your trend line. But for now, because I'm highlighting a trend and everything, it's okay from how I'm gonna be placing my trend lines. But if I'm trading, you will never find me doing that, right? So right now, we can obviously see that what do we have? This is a clear rising wedge. This is a clear rising wedge. No need. That's why I'm saying USDJPY, strong sell. What is going on USDCHF? It's a sell as well. What's this? Correlation. They both correlate. It's a sell as well. But I don't have to say it's a sell on both of them because of what? Because of correlation. Let the structure also guide you based off what you are saying in terms of correlation. Correlation says that both of them, if one is selling, the other one has to sell. But we already use DCHF is saying it's a sell on its own because of what? This is what? It's sitting in a manner of what? Of a rising wedge pattern, meaning that we are looking forward for what? You could be looking for a breakout at this price and obviously a continuation to the downside. Breakout retest to the drop straight away. That's the simplest way to go about it if you're someone who trades using patterns. That's definitely a rising wedge, and a rising wedge suggests that price is going to be bearish. Simple, straightforward. I hope that can help you. You can further go and do your further analysis and clear out and see where you can start looking for selling opportunities there. But most definitely, pattern says it's a bearish one. I don't use patterns you call it a descending peanut. I call it a rising wedge. I guess maybe where I started learning about patterns, they said it's a rising wedge, but it's also a descending pattern. You said it's a descending peanut. That's okay. What matters is that they both suggest that it's selling opportunities. So let me go to Euro, Euro JP, Euro what? Euro GBP, ne? Euro JPY, UJ. EJ, not Euro. EJ, ne? Euro JPY. They should just create shortcuts. Euro GBP JPY should be EJ instead of writing Euro GBP JPY. Hey, yeah, now mine has 3 factors inside. It's Euro GBP JPY. As it should be Euro JPY. Let me see, that's an hour time frame. At least let me start with 4 hours on this one because it's looking a bit sketchy. It's looking a bit sketchy now, you know. Okay. Can I ask you, is it B22? Let me ask you, what is most on a normal day, ne? What is the spread on Euro JPY? I'm very concerned. What is the spread on the broker that you're using? What is the spread on Euro JPY? What is the spread on Euro JPY? Just for concern purposes, what is the spread? Because I may give you an advice in terms of choosing pairs to trade, you know, things like that. So I just want to know what is the spread, because there's certain things that you should also take into consideration when it comes to such kind of instruments, such as one thing that I know for sure is USDCHF. It's one of them. It's one of the pairs that has a higher spread, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm quite concerned about that one. I have a question with regards to that. 5 to 3. Are you trading on a zero spread account, or is because I think most brokers would go to, yeah, it's gonna even be bigger than that, unless if you're trading a raw account like with low spreads. But yeah, GBP NZD has a higher spread. Oh, I always try to avoid those kind of pairs by all means. I don't even wanna participate. You wouldn't even find them in my trading record. I always avoid them because of, if it happens, it goes in the wrong way. Already you're losing a lot because of spread. It takes longer for you to get into profits, you know, such kind of those things. So I'm trying to just take a look at Euro JPY, because like it's very, 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 very skeptical at this point. It's like the way it's sitting, or how the structure is, it is just definitely somehow. But I just want to check some prices as to can we use them or not. Some few things that I want to check. This one we cannot use for sure. At first, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. Same as gold. A lot of a lot of people who trade gold, one of the mistakes is taking a trade when there's like 5 minutes before the market closes. Uh, it's gonna deceive you. You might find that gold it's exactly like at a lower spread, but when the market closes, the spread there, oh, it's gonna kill someone. That one. That's where you get. That's why I always trade after one um 1 a.m. So basically, an hour before Asian Open, that's where I can start looking for trades. Beside that, then I know that the spread is always gonna be crazy for any instrument. So any spread on any price or any instrument starts getting back to normal after an hour. It's like an hour before Asian Open. That's when the price starts getting better. But apart from that, it's just too much. It is just too much. I don't want to lie to you, ne? Euro JPY, I am very skeptical. Like, I don't see none. I don't see none. Like, I'm trying to just use my. The reason why I'm not highlighting anything is because I'm trying to use my eyesight, literally, to try and just look at what's really going on. But I am not gonna lie, I don't see none. My eyesight is not telling me nothing right now. Like, I'm really trying to just use my eyesight. But my eyesight is also failing me at this point. It's not showing me anything. So, but um, I'll try and just during the day, maybe tomorrow when I go live again, maybe I'm gonna have something, because I'm just gonna keep on trying to just keep an eye on it. When I have free time today, I'm just gonna try and break it down properly so that I can start looking into where exactly is it going. Because to be honest, I wouldn't even want to lie to you and tell you this is where it's going unless if I do thorough analysis or something like that. So it's best for me to say I don't see none right now. Until then, I'm going to be definitely doing that analysis properly and then I'll tell you. Yes, it's GBP JPY. GBP JPY, that's a particular instrument that I have a direction on. That's GBP JPY, most definitely. See, GBP JPY. This is the one that I definitely have a direction on. This, most definitely. I'm looking at a bullish move currently. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a bullish move right now on GBP JPY. And currently I have my buys in and I'm looking at starting to lock in. So that's why I'm like, because of what I'm looking at here, it may look as a swing. So that's why I'm like, few lot sizes, small lot sizes, not too hectic, because obviously according to what I see here, we missed a proper entry, which was the early entry, which was somewhere around here. This is where the entry was projected. Because we missed that, right now it's more of like we're just riding into a continuation. Whatever that you do, you enter nicely, not too much, so that you can keep your stop losses a little bit open, so that when price breaks above these areas, when price breaks above here, then you can start locking your trades at break even. Then you can start holding those trades even higher, so that you can start looking for scaling in. So you will only start looking into scaling in when price breaks past this price, which is here. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, currently there's still a pullback, but hence I'm saying, even if there's a pullback right now, because of based off what I saw in smaller time frames and everything, the pullback is not even a problem right now. The problem would be how you go about your trades. Do you go full plots or do you go in nicely? If you go in with low lot sizes, very also using proper risk management, meaning that you always keep your margin level percentage above 800%, then it's good, because then you allow price to fluctuate between two prices, if possible, up until it gets into your profits. By then, when it gets into profits, for sure your margin level percentage will move at least back above 1000% if possible, or it will stay above 900%. So that, which is good. So you need to always keep your margin level percentage above 800% for you to say you are properly risking. So if your margin percentage after entering a trade is even above 1000 or 2000, you are excessively, like, that's a very, 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 very good proper risk management. So that's why, like, risk management is something, it's a high term on its own that most people don't understand. And to just share a light on it, it's way less complex as people may think, right? Because one thing that you should know is that brokers identify risk in terms of margin level percentage. So each and every time when you look at your trading, your MT5, could be you're using Match Trader, or you could be using Trade Log, whatever in case, whatever platform that you're using, they will always have what we call margin level percentage. And from that margin level percentage, what you use it for is to highlight your risk. It highlights a risk. So as I was still mentioning, brokers identify proper risk management as this, né? If your margin level percentage it's greater than 100%, according to them, you are properly risking. It doesn't matter if it's 101, it doesn't matter if it's 102 or 103 or 200. To them, they say that you are properly risking. But in order for you to say you're properly risking, né, you need to keep your margin level percentage above 700, 800, and above, because then it allows you to do what? It allows you to scale in, it allows you to look for more opportunities to enter in the market. Because keep in mind, if your margin level percentage is exactly at 100 or it drops below 100%, you can't open trades because you have excessively used your whole margin. That's one thing that you must keep in mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, risk management is this. Risk management means that you need to keep your margin level percentage at a good ratio. In order for what? In order for you to be doing what? In order for you to be able to scale in, or so that the trade, if it doesn't go in your way, you don't even have to lose much. That's proper risk management. And then risk reward ratio allows you, like, risk management allows you to trade what? Allows you to trade your risk reward ratio without any hesitation. For in case right now, if we take a look at this, this current setup, right? Based off this setup, it's 1 is to what? It's 1 is to 15. Let me do, yeah. It's 1 is to 15 risk reward ratio. This risk reward ratio, it's not risk management. It does not even involve any risk management in it, because keep in mind, the reason why I'm saying that risk level percentage is very important, it's because of this. Let's say you have $40, né? Let's say you have $40 exactly. Yeah, let's say you have $40 in this case, né? From that $40, né? From that $40, let me not even say $40. $5, I think. Yeah, $40 will do. Let's say now you have $40, ne? Because you see here the stop what price here, ne? The stop what price, if I don't, I'm not sure if whether you can see it. It's somewhere around 40, ne? It's 39 point something. Let's say you used what? Even this one is even crazy. Let's say maybe you used a lot size. You have $40 and you used lot size 0.50, ne? Lot size 0.50, and you have $40. Keep in mind, this whole trade, it says that with that one, with 0.01, you're going to be losing what? You're willing to be losing $40. That's what it's saying. You're willing to lose a whole $40 out of this whole trade, right? But then what are you going to do? You're going to be earning what? 15 times what you're risking, right? But then the trade on its own doesn't say that you have properly risked according to it. if you have used 0.50 and your margin level percentage is below 800, it means already, even if the price cannot even hit the stop loss, but it just drops below your margin required, it's gonna blow your account and then it's gonna continue going in your direction. So keeping your margin level percentage above 700, in fact 800%, allows you so that even price drops below, it doesn't hurt your margin even further than that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you enter really, but what matters is knowing why you entering. Are you sure that whatever that's going on is not going to hurt you any further? And are you using proper risk management, meaning that you understand what I just said right now? Risk management is not. Just go to 15 minutes time frame and wait for a low price to re-enter. Oh, I've already entered currently. For me, it's just holding. So basically right now, I'm just going to be holding that trade. And I'm just going to do, as I said, as price passes this area, I'm scaling in more trades up until, like, it's just me just trying to scale in more without having to hesitate. The best thing you can do in trading is always trading without hesitation. And for you to be able to trade without hesitation, you need a proper trading strategy that allows you as your own, that allows you to, know the outcomes of what you're doing. If you have a trading strategy that you are unsure of the outcomes after an analysis, then it's not a good trading strategy. Any good trading strategy must have the following two things. It must have, so about USDJPY, okay, yeah, let me go to USDJPY, but let me finish what I was saying. Any trading strategy, for it to be good, it needs to have a systematic mechanism in which you apply to enter, and also a systematic mechanism in which you exit trades. Because trust me, from people that I've seen, most people exit a trade because of, it's either they are enough or maybe they were too greedy, the price went in their direction even further, and then later on they say, hey, you know what, let me just close just because prices are rejecting or anything like that. So they don't have a proper systematic mechanism in exiting trades. So that also kills one in terms of having to have a confidence in what they're doing. So, but my advice, if you want to have a good trading strategy, doesn't matter what strategy you're using. What matters is having the right way of entering and exiting. Does it show any valid entries or USDJPY? USDJPY. Why do I have this red thing here? Oh, it's the Fibonacci. It's the Fibonacci. I'm sorry about that. Oh, let me remove it on the smaller time frames. I even forgot that it's from that thing. It's from the high time frame. Right now, USDJPY, nope, no clear entry, nope, and none, to be honest. Let me check 15 minutes time frame and also 3 minutes time frame. Then we can start talking. Let me check 3 minutes as well. Nah, man, there's no clear entry or any valid entry at this point. There's none in this case. In this case, you just have to stay patient. I'd say stay patient and just, just Paula for now. For now, we don't have anything to use at this case. In this case, we have none, to be honest. There's none. On my side, there is clearly none that we can use at this point. Let me check something. Let me zoom in. Well. Okay, the only time or the only price that I see is somewhere around here. Let me go back to 3 minutes. In fact, 15 minutes. So that's the only price. The only time that you can start looking for selling opportunities, according to what I see, is only and only if price starts rejecting. After it breaks this high price, and if there's any rejections, Control Z. If there's any rejections above that area, 20 points, it's 20 points, somewhere around there. So from a smaller time frame perspective, I clearly see none. I don't want to lie, but this is the price. That's the only price that I see that could act as an entry area. So it means you just have to wait for price to break above and then start showing any rejections if possible. Then it means you can just look for continuations below price. But that's what I look so that's what I see. I meant to say that's what I see. Price, chances are it could still push towards this area, tap in and then start selling. Then that's when you can start looking for swinging. Like that's when you can start looking for swing trades, something like that. But for now, smaller time frames, I wouldn't even want to lie and tell you that there's any clear entry right now. There's none, because you can see how price is looking. There's been some, like, look, there's impulse here. It's quite crazy. And right now, this price here does formulate a rejection, but based off what I see right now, based off what I see here, like this is a rejection price, but this doesn't even uh doesn't even support the rejection. So meaning that it's not even a good price to be entering sales. So there's a way in which I use to know when to enter or anything like that. But right now, that one doesn't even confirm any selling entries right now. The only time is to wait for it to pass this area. And when it starts selling, that's when I can maybe say it is the right time. But for now, it's not. Right now, it's definitely not. Okay. Where was I? But yeah, I think from me to you guys, I don't have to be sitting here for that long. Or should we wait up and what am I doing? Or should we wait here up until 3:30, up until gold, up until that time? But if you have any questions, you can ask. If you want to also, did I allow that thing? I'm not sure if whether I did allow that bot. But if you have any questions, any query, and this is one of the books that I'm personally writing myself. This is one of the books I'm writing personally. That is one of my books that I'm writing. It took me 3 years, by the way. Yeah, let's wait. Right now, we can just have a conversation, up until that time. But currently, if you do have time, just buy GBP Just leave USD JPY in the meantime. Just buy GBP But in the meantime, we can just have a conversation. It took me 2022, 2023, 2024, 23, 22, 22, 23, 24. It's 3 years now. I'm trying to write that book, and I'm still on page 55, by the way. Literally. Like, it's taking me that long to write the book, and it's not really an easy thing to do, by the way. And I'm going to change the book cover once I'm done, because apparently does it really look professional? I don't think so, but it is good. But I'm gonna change the whole book cover, and maybe when I'm done writing it, I don't know when am I gonna be done writing it. It might even take me another 3 years to come, but hopefully one day I finish writing the book, because it's gonna contain things that you cannot find on YouTube, things you cannot find on the internet, unfortunately. Because I think most of the things that I did so far write about are basically based off my trading experience, things that I've, especially during weekends when prices not moving, I do take my time to try and study the price, understanding what I think is working and what I think it's not working. Then I try to remove the things that are not necessarily working. For instance, for me to know that trend lines do not really just work, however, that the people say on the YouTubes it's because I had to study why is some, because sometimes ask yourself this, ne? Ask yourself this, why is it that when you draw trend lines, ne? If you are a trend line trader, by the way, why if you draw a trend line and price comes towards that particular, why do you want to change the book cover? Ish, man, to be honestly, I lost the cover. Like, I lost the cover because of, I tried looking for it in my files, and the only, like, I can't find it. I don't know where is it. And I tried accessing my other Gmail accounts to try and find where did I save it. Did I save it in my new Gmail or my previous Gmail? I can't find it. But until then, I'm just gonna keep on trying to redo a new cover, which is still gonna look fine, I believe. I'm not yet even done with it, but until I create another cover, it's gonna be good. But I also love this one. I really love this cover, but I can't find it. As soon as I find it, then I'm gonna be great. But as I said, if you then ask yourself this question, why is it that trend lines they don't get respected? Someone does draw a trend line and price breaks and they call it a fake breakout. Why does it have to always happen that a trend line will always have those fake breakouts all the time? It's like you're not too sure when is it gonna have a fake breakout. You're not even too sure if whether whatever that you analyzed is it correct or not. And one of my own perception based off what I've done, my own research, meaning that I had to then draw those trend lines, try and understand why were they, any random trend line that you draw, why was it not active, or why didn't price actually respect it? However, we are taught on the YouTube channels, they tell you if it's 3 touches, it has to either reject or maybe something like that, right? Obviously, we know that if we have a trend line like this and there's the first touch, second touch, third touch, we're expecting price to drop, right? That's what we're taught on the YouTube channels. But I had to go and draw where I can always find 3 touches. Why is it that on the third touch nothing happens? Sometimes on the third touch price breaks above. So I had to go and do my own research, try and understand why is that happening. And I found that, hey, there's much beyond trend lines. Trend lines can be used for two essential parts. Can be used to identify trend, but then in terms of trading, then it means then you're including a mathematical property into it, which honestly I feel like there's an argument to it if I start talking about it. But there's so much behind trend lines which I don't even want to mention now, because it creates so much unnecessary things to talk about yet, to be honest. But yeah, but there's things that I personally discovered in terms of how to go about trading, because there always has to be a way in how we do things. You can't just expect to draw and expect the market to um, you can't just expect the market to follow what you drew. It's highly impossible. That won't happen ever. So there has to be a principles that it undergoes in order for it to actually then give you the right direction. I'm sure GBBJPY, we are in profits right now, because I see right now it's pushing GBBJPY. It's definitely pushing good. It is definitely pushing good. Now we're just waiting for gold, ne? We are just waiting for gold. But if you have any questions, you can drop the questions. But if you have any pair that you want me to analyze, you can just tell me. I don't mind. I can just go through the charts once more, and then we can take a look at them. But let me just show you the GBPJPY right now. Where is it right now? The GBPJPY. Let me switch off this one. Then on the camera, and then on the camera. Let's go to GBPJPY. Like it's really pushing impressively. So it's impressively pushing, to be honest. And obviously, I'm not looking at like 15 minutes. My main focus is somewhere 4 hours and 1 hour. So those are the only time frames that I'm gonna be focusing on this ones, you know. But it's quietly pushing impressively. So as soon as it actually breaks above those key areas, that's when I can start looking in, because then I'd have to make it a risk-free trade, you know. But yeah, if you have any query, any questions, anything you want me to go through, you can always. I don't think I did allow this thing, because I don't think I did allow it. I should have allowed something like go live, which would allow you to go live with me if you wanted to join. But I don't know how to activate it, but I'll activate it on the second live. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm currently just gonna be looking at now. Yeah, right now I don't have much to say. Yeah, I think I've said much, like I've said enough. And I think when I have time, I'm going to. There's something here on YouTube that I wanted to post, but I haven't had time to do it, which is on how to trade CPI and PPI based off the previous videos. Because if you go through the channel, right? Let me do this. I'm just gonna try and show you something. If you go and watch this, uh, we which one is it gonna drop anytime soon? Which one? Where's YouTube? Where's YouTube? Where's YouTube? Where's YouTube? Okay, there we go. I want to show you one particular video to go and watch, but you can even watch it next month. Like, it's either you watch it now or next month. So either way, it's okay. But I'm gonna be trying to post the second video about it, because there it's just theory, ne? So there it's just theory. Just want to show you something. There it's just theory. There it's just theory. Where is it? No, it's not here. See this particular video, this one, how to trade fundamentals, CPI and PPI. You see this video, the only things on this particular video that I posted was the theory part of it. And that's why I'm like, right now when I have the time, that's when I'm gonna post about the chart work about it. And I don't necessarily have the time to post about it. Like, I really want to post about it, and I'm just too lazy, man. Like, but after you watch it, possibly before next month, I would have posted the chart work. I would have posted the chart work about it, on how to go about looking at it on the charts, you know. Because one thing, if you take a look at it, let me just try and just do it. I will still post about it, which is not a problem. Let me just choose any gold. Let me just choose any. Yeah, I think this gold is okay. If you then go and look at, if you go watch that video, you're gonna hear that the theory part based of how to trade CPI and PPI is that NFP and CPI. Let me do this. Just to look at something, because I know for sure. So now you can afford. You just gotta watch it. I just want the what's that thing? I just want the table part. NFP. If NFP buys, we expect CPI to buy, and if NFP sells, we expect CPI to sell, and PPI to do the opposite. So there we go. Here I'm talking about what? Okay, yeah, you can see right here I said what? If during NFP, if NFP buys for USDJP, for USD based pairs, in CPI, it also has to buy. And if it sells during, and for for base code pairs, it means it will sell if this one buys. And then it's more of like CPI and NFP will always go in the same direction. But as I said, there are some certain economical factors to it. In the video, I did explain there are some economical factors which could affect NFP and CPI not go in the direction, which means you could lose 2 times or 3 times in a year. But if you just follow the theory, the chances of you winning all the time could be, 10 out of 12, meaning you could possibly win 10 times a year and lose 2 times a year, just depending on the economical factors. But if you go and look at the CPI for this month, which was on the first Friday of this month, when was it? When was it? The first Friday of this month. Let me do calendar. The first Friday of this month. When was the first Friday of this month? Just want to take a look at it. I haven't set my laptop, guys, so please. I can't remember. Yeah, I also can't remember, but I will see it on the chat. That's not a problem. Let me go to 15 minutes. I'm gonna see it. That's not a problem, because I know personally it's gonna take me some time to know where it is. When was it? The first Friday. It was somewhere. It can't be that far though. Can't be. This was a day somewhere later, and then this was Wednesday. This was Friday. This was also Wednesday. Thursday. It can't be this. 11. That was somewhere. This was NFP. Yeah. 10 March. It just shows. Yeah, there we go. It was on the 7th. It was on the 7th. This was the Friday. This was NFP. This was NFP. If you go take a look at what happened here, NFP on gold, it bought. Under smaller time frames, you're gonna see somewhere around half 3 somewhere. I think it was this one. No, it's not this one. It's this one. This buy candlestick. This one here. It was this buy candlestick. This one. This one. Hey. Let me highlight it. It was this buy candlestick right here. That's what happened during NFP. So you use that candlestick to determine what's going to happen during CPI. And that CPI happened on Wednesday the following week. Wednesday the following week. So this was the 7th, which was Friday, right? If it was Friday, then it's going to be next week, Wednesday, which was Monday, throughout Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday, 2:30. Tuesday, 2:30, there we go. Look at what happened during 2:30. Tuesday, 2:30. There is your CPI. That's basically that's your chart work of it. Obviously you can't be trading CPI and NFP under 5 hour, under 1 hour 30 minutes, under 1 hour time frames and all of that. You need to be using either 5 minutes or 3 minutes. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Those are your time frames that you should be using when trading this kind of events. So, but definitely you can see what happened during NFP. What happened during NFP, it bought. So that's why I don't trade NFP. I use NFP to determine what's going to happen during CPI. That's why in this video, I definitely clearly say that it's going to teach you on how to trade CPI and PPI. So this is just the theory part of it, so that you understand why does it have to do that. And then here, that's why NFP bought, CPI bought. Then you can further down the line just go through the previous month's data. Just see what happened during NFP and what happened during CPI, what happened during NFP, and what happened on the things. So that's gonna help you understand the theory part of what I posted there. But I'm gonna be trying to do a video and post it so that you can definitely see it. And as I said, there could be some economical factors which could affect it, and I'm also just gonna mention them in the chart work just to know what exactly to look for. PPI, I don't remember when it was, but for sure it also bought, but I don't know which candlestick it was in this case because I don't remember on which day was it. And I can't say it was on this day because you can see this was around 12, which was on Friday. So I don't remember when it was. I don't remember, but let me just search quickly. Let me just search quickly and just do this. PPI news dates. Let me do this. I'm just gonna search the dates and we're gonna find schedules. Productive. Just gonna look at some things. 2024, 2025. Okay, we are in March, ne? So in March, it was on the 11th of April. It was on the 11th of April. So if we go there and we try to look for 11th of April, this is the 13th, the 12th. So it means PPI came in a day before, which was on the 11th. So it came at around 3:30, which is this candle right here. Let me check. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. March, April 11, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Which time is this? Ish. I think 8 a.m. This one is theirs. This one. It has to be 2:30. It's either 2:30. Let me say actually there's certain things that we need to learn now. Hey, I just want to show you the theory part, the chart. 8 a.m. PST in East time. Hey, 8 a.m. in you in the States. Hey, I'm searching. It's tough, man. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. in the state. Relative to relative to South Africa. Hey, I'm telling you, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. 8 a.m. Eastern time. These guys, they're not telling me anything. Hey, man, I'm trying to Google things that are not there, man. Hey, it's tough. Hey, man. Hey, man, I wanna now. It was writing 5 hours. Now it's saying 7 hours. I'm telling you. Hey, let me just say, 14 hour 30, ne? 14 hour 30. EST in USA, yeah, in USA. You see now, Yeah, man, I'm trying to Google. These things they're not telling me. 8 a.m. Eh, eh, yeah, which one is this one? Oh. I just found something which is even way worse. But I think it's EDST, 7 p.m. Let me check. I just want 8:30. Yeah, they're not making sure, but I think I found it. 8 a.m. EDTA, it's somewhere 2:30 in South Africa. So it was 2:30. So it's not 3:30. So it has to be 2:30. Somewhere 2:30, which was somewhere around here. 11th of March. Which was crazy. But I'm still not sure which one is it. It's either it's this candlestick or could be this time. Could be this candlestick, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to lie. It could be this time. Could be this candlestick right here, and you can see right there it's bullish, and you can see CPI. Where is CPI? CPI was also bullish, so that's why I'm like, whatever that happened here, I'm not sure. Not sure which candlestick it is. So whatever that they're teaching us here, 8 a.m. It's okay, right? But I'll when I sit down, when I do the video, I'm gonna try and do things properly. But let me charge my laptop because it's about to switch off. Let's just wait. Let me charge this laptop. Okay. While I'm trying to charge the laptop, I'm just gonna do the green screen right here. Just keep it like that. This is the book, and let me show you some of the things that I'm writing in the book right there. Start reading there. I'm coming. Start reading there. So that's something that I'm writing in that book, and it's not yet finished. As I said, like it's gonna take me some time to finish it up. Write things in full details, but trust that it's gonna come out as a legendary book. It's gonna come out as a good book to read as a forex trader. It's gonna be an interesting book to read. It's gonna be an interesting book to read. Trust me, that one. Him. Yo guys, I'm gonna start buying a new charger here. And I'm gonna see a serious mission. Yeah, we're approaching there. It's the screen is gonna be paused. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The screen is gonna be paused for some second. Just wait. Just wait. I see GBBJPY is moving nicely. This one. Hoping it just keeps on pushing and pushing this one. So the book, you guys have to just wait properly. Until then, it's just gonna stay See what happens on USDJPY? Look at what happened. Look at what happened on USDJPY. See? That price there, it was a good price. But as I said, because of rejections, you can't use it. You need to wait for price to do what? You needed to wait for price to push back to this area. And then that's the most important key price that you can use for entry purposes now. You see? So that's why I was like, you needed to wait for USDJPY. Because rushing into it, yeah, it was going to be a dangerous one. Because that, it's quite costly. But yeah, right now, at least it tapped into that area. The only thing that you need is confirmation of a reversal. Yeah, for now, no, not really going up. For now, what you can do is let's take a look at 3 minutes time frame. Let's take a look at it. But you can see already is starting to reverse, as I mentioned, because this is it's a proper rejection price. So meaning that this is it's a good key area for rejection areas. Meaning if you go in right now, you're not hitting yourself. It's a good price to start selling. But I want to check also 3 minutes. Where's my keyboard now? How? Gandhi. Where is it? All right. There we go. It's also a good area, you see. Like that. To be good at this, I'm telling you. And I already see that also the 15 minutes candlestick is going to confirm those cells. So like the less I can say, there's only 5 minutes left. So you can start selling. That's okay. Because already tells me the way it's rejecting this 15 minutes candlestick, it's already just showing us that it's going to definitely close bearish, because you can see by how it's pushing. Look at it's pushing drastically. So most definitely it means that the 15 minutes time frame, it's most definitely going to close bearish. And if it starts closing bearish, it means the sales are already confirmed. So it means that this USDJPY would have been a perfect entry right there to start scaling in to the downside, So that's the only thing that you need. In this 4 minutes left, if it closes bearish, and then you're sorted. You're sorted. My phone, guys. You're on my way. Yo. Dashes. Guys, I'd have to leave, I'd have to leave. My phone is not charging. You're on my. I don't know what's wrong with my cable. I have to get a new cable in this case. Yo. My cable is busted. Yo. Guys. Yeah. My keyboard is busted. Look at this, man. I want to stay, but my phone is at 4%. My cable is busted, bruh. Like, look at this. I don't know if whether you can see, but look at there's this thing. My cable is busted, man. Yo, it's about 4%. 4%. Telling you, I have to go get a new charger today. It's busted, baba. Yes. We would wait, but it's 3%. It's 3%, of okay, it's charging. All right. But I have to I have to go off so that I don't have to touch the phone, man. Like it's a big problem. And I have to help someone with maths right now because they texted me. So text me on WhatsApp, man. Just text me on WhatsApp. Just text me there on WhatsApp there. My WhatsApp number is 0. You can write it down. My WhatsApp number is 0. I'm gonna repeat. My WhatsApp number is 076558419. So let me write it also here before I bounce. 0 7 6 5 8 4 119. This is the number. You can take them a screenshot. And this one, the 0, if you're in South Africa, you know for sure. We're now dula South Africa, you are from South Africa, so yeah, man, you can text me there on WhatsApp there. And then yes, DJPY, most definitely still a sell, man. There's still a sell, but yeah, as I said, right now, the candle still. Yeah, when I would South Africa, so definitely it's still a sell, right? That USDJPY. So like the candlestick did close bearish. So what you just need is also, because of this movements are like swing trades, that what you must do is not, you mustn't use big lot sizes or anything like that. Just use proper risk management, because in any trade that I'm highlighting right now, it's swing, meaning the potential TP is there. We're not talking about exiting here or exiting here. Talking about like swing trades, That's why it's best to take small lot sizes, so that you can be able to scale in. Risking properly would come in handy in this case. It would come in handy. So just do yourself a favor. But right now I gotta leave. I will definitely keep you posted. Gold is already there. There's only 30. The only problem with gold is now there's 30 minutes left for us to enter. But I already see, I'm just gonna enter buys and just leave it. There's no time to waste. But yeah, from me to you, man, until next time. Tomorrow, not next time, until tomorrow. That's when I'm gonna go live again. Let me just quickly help the other person there, No, thank you for joining. Thank you very much.